Good morning, and welcome to your daily Farm and Home Show, brought to you by the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service. And now, here's your host. Good morning, and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we're visiting with Forrest Wynne. He's the Extension Aquaculture Specialist, and I'm glad you're here today because we've been talking about ponds a little bit, and when I think of ponds, I think of fish.
Right, thanks, Joanna. Yeah, a lot of people, of course, there's a recreational aspect of farm ponds, ponds around your house, subdivision, whichever, and a lot of times people are just interested in the fishing aspect of it, the recreational aspects of it. So we typically for these ponds, we recommend stocking a few species of fish, largemouth bass, bluegill, and channel catfish if you want to. Those are pretty much the three species of fish that we recommend to stock in farm ponds. We do this because the other fish species, and this has been proven over time and time again, not only throughout the southern states, but in the Midwest too, that these species really do the best in our warm water ponds. Throughout the summer months, provide the best fishing, and typically what happens is we'll stock, let's say, 200 bluegill per acre in a small bluegill per acre in a farm pond. And then we'll stock about 60 bass per acre, and this sets up a predator-prey population in which the bluegill provide food for the bass, and the bass keep the numbers of the bluegill down. And both species should provide good sport fishing.
So they work well together.
Yeah, you can feed the bluegill if you want, but it's not necessary under the right circumstances. So you'll wind up, hopefully, with bass well over a pound and bluegill somewhere up around 6 inches in long, maybe a quarter pound apiece. And you can stock channel catfish as a supplement if you want to.
And a lot of people, they want to feed their fish because it's kind of fun for them, but we can cause over-nutrients in our farm ponds by doing some of that, right?
Yeah, for the average homeowner, is probably throwing out a few pounds of feed a day. It's not really a concern. In commercial aquaculture operations, we may feed up to 150 pounds of feed per acre per day. Okay. So that's a whole different ball game. But for the average farm owner, the pond can well assimilate the excess nutrients thrown in by the feed. Now, it's important to say that in most cases, largemouth bass won't eat the prepared feed. The bluegill, the catfish will, grass carp, ducks, turtles, anything else eats fish. Dogs love it if you spill some on the ground. But largemouth bass generally are fish eaters, and unless they're specifically trained and isolated from other fish, they probably won't eat your prepared diet that you buy at a farm supply store or something like that.
And, I have a lot of people who call and they say, I just bought this property. It has a pond on it. I'm not for sure what fish are even in there.
Right.
And then they want to put new fish in. Would you recommend them find out what species are there before, or can they go ahead and introduce?
You'd really want to try to fish the pond, maybe drag a small seine through it. Try in whatever manner you have able, to you is to try to see what kind of fish you have in there to begin with. So most of the fish you buy are quite small, and if you throw in small fish on a largemouth bass population, you're just going to be feeding the bass.
Okay.
Bass have a disproportionately large mouth, and they will eat just about anything they can.
So you might be wasting your money.
You could be. It really behooves the person to try to find out what they have in the pond first. Call us. We have some ideas and tips. We have some information, and then go from there.
Now, what about pond management? Once we have the fish in there, what do we need to do? Is there so much that we need to fish that pond? Or you mentioned feeding earlier, but
you can feed a little bit if you'd like to. Maintaining good water quality is important. Sometimes we'll make ag limestone recommendations for ponds that are constructed in acid soils, acidic conditions. Fishing the pond's real important. Eventually, largemouth bass can get to a point where they get so great in numbers that they will overpopulate, and the size of the fish every year will get smaller and smaller. They still might be a reproducing population, but the fish size might be down to about 8-10 inches long, which is not really ideal for sport fishing purposes. So it's important to take some fish out, but you can't take too many out. It's a more art than a science. and the more you fish it, the more you'll know what's going on and be better in touch with that particular environment.
Yeah, so just get out there and And then if they have questions, they can always give us a call and maybe get some advice there.
Right.
All right. Well, Forrest, certainly appreciate the information. If you
Thanks, Joanna.
Yeah. If you have questions about stocking your pond or need a list of maybe some suppliers nearby, make sure to contact your local extension office. We'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching and have a great day. If you have questions about today's topic, please call the Warren County Extension Office at the number on your screen. Thanks for watching and have a great day.